All right, welcome to Military Guna people, and I have a special guest, maybe one of the first, former Jamaica reggae boy, Andy Bomma Williams. But first, people, you know the deal. As you see, you're going to see this on our replay. Just show some support and support the channel as well. First, I'm doing this one. But first thing, Mr. Williams, should I call him Mr. Williams?
No, man. And they are right. And they are right.
Andy
Yeah.
Bomma. First thing,
Either one. And they are Bomma in school.
Well, since the Bomber and the Miglan, man, quote unquote, every Jamaican love them alias. So I say, all right, Bomber.
You know, funny thing, I never liked it when I had it the first time.
This is the first question.
Yeah, man.
Bomber, where does the Bomber come from?
High school. So I'm not sure which year, but it was 2 back-to-back Manning Cup matches.
Yeah.
At the stadium,
Mm-hmm.
and I hit. It was a right foot volley,
Mm-hmm.
about 30 yards out, and then the next week I hit a left foot volley about 25 yards out, about the same spot.
Yeah.
And the next day I went back to school, and if I remember correctly, the guy named that name was Ken. I don't remember his last name. But he was like, he followed the team, did every practice he was there, just supporting the team, day in, day out. And the next day at school, after the 2 goals, he was like, "Oh, those goals were like some bombs, Bomma." And then all of a sudden it was like Bomma. And I was like, no, I don't like that name. I don't like it. And
all
then
right, so
stick.
let the viewers know which school that was and how far did you went in the Manning Cup, because if you should get the name Bomber, that's easy. You must go. I've went far in the cup, in the Manning Cup.
Yeah, man. So STGC, St. George's College. We won Manning Cup 1 year, I think, but Walk Cup 3 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, even now George's is big time football school, and doing winning every now and then, and then of course Burgess Bell, the coach, still doing now to this day.
Man, doing a really good job.
Yeah, man. So went there because my father went there, so followed in his footsteps. But George's.
All right, so second question. Who is Andy Miller? What is he about?
So honestly, I live and breathe football. So I've done it for work. I've been, play football from Mona prep days, go to George's, same thing. First thing I was thinking about is football. Went to University of Rhode Island because of football. After that is MLS because of football, and of course, Reggae Boyz, all of that was because of football.
Okay. So basically, who in your family played football, and why did you choose football?
All right. So honestly, it was growing up. It was tennis first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First love.
No. That's why I'm switch. So my dad, at the time when I was born, 77, and then about 81, I moved. So I was born in Canada. 81, I moved back to Jamaica to be with my dad. My mom and my dad were back together. So from 82, 83, 84, it was just tennis, because at the time there was a Ligony club, and my dad played football, but after that, he was just like, he fell in love with tennis.
Oh, okay.
So I was at Ligony club Monday through Saturday, like every night we were there, and it was like whatever. All right, Ligony club, tennis. So I saw a newspaper clipping of my dad representing, talking about either, I don't remember if it was Jamaica or George's. I saw he had in his drawer, in the back or something. My mom showed me. I'm like, all right, and I had a picture of him. And I'm like, all right, I want to be in the newspaper. And And then from there, 8 years old, it was just football since then. And like I give up 10.
Literally just following your father's footsteps. So basically, you all started at 8 years old, and you haven't turned back since then.
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. So you give me a bit of insight on your schoolboy age, and when you started. So at what age did you enter into the Reggae Boy squad?
Oh, it was 18, 19 years old.
19.
I was say 19 because my first game for the like official game was a game against the African All Stars with George Weah and like a bunch of other players came to Jamaica to play that All Star game, and it was the first game. Like I was.
What year was that?
So I want to say 90, 96, 95, something like that. It was 90, it was World Cup, so it was maybe 96, 97 for sure. Okay. And at the time, that was my first like official camp with the Reggae Boys. I was in college and overseas, and Rene Simoes was the coach at the time, and like I know I don't think he ever saw me play, but before that we had a what do you call that games? Pan Am Games. The Pan Am Games in it was like Vancouver or some crazy up in Canada. And that was the first time Rene saw me play. And then after that, that's when he called me into the Reggae Boys for that camp, and that's how I got into Reggae Boys.
Okay. So basically, it was just you're playing football overseas.
Yeah, in college at the time, and he was based in Jamaica, and I don't think he was flying around world looking at potential players. I don't know if he heard about it or heard about me or whatever, but somehow I got called in, and and it
fortune. Would you call it fortune?
If what?
Would you call it fortune?
Oh, absolutely. I was lucky, especially at that age.
So the experience. So for me, I was a youngster at that point in time. Just always hear the commotion. I was happy for the holiday as well. But for you guys, for the Reggae Boy squad at that World Cup, what was it like for you guys?
I've been asked this question so many times, and the same answer is like, I took it for granted. Like I was 19, 18, 19, and I was like, I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 more World Cups left in me, and I was like, naive, whatever, but like I thought that like I was playing a lot at that time, so I was either I started out as a forward, and then after I broke my shoulder in 97, and then came back, Coach Simoes moved me back to midfield. So that's when I started playing in midfield.
Yeah.
Well, because we had Dion Burton, we had Paul Hall, so I don't know if he thought like, I need to get Andy on the field. I won't say that.
So what I do think is that when you're a coach, right, and you see a player, and especially as a forward, and you see their technical ability, you tend to want to put them in midfield because technical security really dictate a midfielder. So it paints a picture of a midfielder. So maybe you have that level of technical security. So that could be one of the reasons why it seems it's important to put it in the midfield area. It's just a theory. I get it wrong.
I can blame him for the rest of my career because I've been playing midfield since then. So, but yeah, as a midfielder, like I said, I grew up as a forward, born at Prep, George is a forward. So when moving back into that midfield position, I kind of looked at it as, all right. If I was a forward, I want this kind of ball. I want this kind of pass. Like, so I kind of switched the route, So after that, I was like, all right, I like assisting more than scoring goals. For some reason, it just flipped for me. So,
all right, so I'm going to ask you a question. Maybe you have heard this question before because it's a technical question, to be fair. how was it when you first entered the dressing room? Because I know at that point in time, you were 19, you had other players that were being mentioned, big name players. How was that particular feeling? Was it a sense of inferiority and you think that these guys, how can you be amongst these guys? What was the feeling and what were you thinking?
All right. So for me, like I grew up as, you watch, the national team at the stadium. I used to be a ball boy all the time at the stadium.
Yeah.
So being there, watching them, you watch Tigat, you watch, Cargill, you watch Lenny Hyde. I was like 10 years old, and I'm like, oh my God, like these are the best people ever in the world.
Yeah.
So Winston Anglin, like just go, Cabra, like you go down the line of list of people I looked up to, and I was like, all right, I'm a ball boy, and I want to be on the field. So that's why I was like, all right, how do I get there? But that first game, which was against the African All-Star team, like I remember it was Tigat was supposed to start. Paul what Tigat Davis?
Tigat Davis?
Yeah. So Tigat was supposed to start. He was a number one scorer for national team at the time. And he was sick or something. So on the bus to the stadium, Simoes is like, all right, Andy, you're gonna start. And I'm like, what? I'm like I didn't, something going into it, didn't even expect it. And then like playing, like it was just natural after that. Like, yeah, I should be here playing. Like,
yeah, you
like
get that sense.
Yes, after
belonging.
Yeah, but Roger Reed, Walter Boyd, like I was like fan at the time, just like, oh, I'm playing with these guys, practicing with these guys. Yeah. Like, and
because I know at that time players like Robbie Earl coming from abroad would be like big names coming in, and I do think that a lot of as you said, you were young in the dressing room, so you get that feeling that you were surprised to see these guys. Yeah. So
yeah.
after the World Cup, I know when you get that experience of the World Cup, you basically get a feeling that independently, you as a person has improved significantly as a footballer. Did you get that feeling?
Well, if you know how my World Cup ended up, like I only played 15 minutes out of the 3 games. After the first game, me and Coach Simoes got into it, and really? That's why I didn't play the other 2 games, Argentina and Japan. Like I said, I was young and I was salty after my 15 minutes. Like, especially like through qualifying, I played, like started a lot. Even if I didn't start it, I played a lot more. And me, like, I was selfish. Like, I got to a point where like I helped you guys or us get to this point. And 19-year-old cocky, like so. Yeah. And after that game, the first game, I was like, next 2 practices, I was just like, screw face. And he didn't like it, so he's like, all right, you don't need to play for more. So, but I still love the coach, still love him to this day. Like, he was the best coach ever in my life. And like I said, I was just young and cocky.
Yeah. All right, so what age did you retire from football, and could you give me one of your most memorable moments in football?
So definitely MLS Cup 2009 is probably the most, like, you win the championship after so much years, like I said, I started in 98 playing, went to the finals twice before then, lost twice. Went to we have a cup here, not FA Cup but Open Cup here. Went that 3 times, won that twice. So, but MLS Cup 2009 was the most special for me. And then as for retiring, I retired in 2012 was my last year. I wanted to play one more year because I was only 33. So I figured, yeah, this is my send off year. But at the time, the coaches and the manager at the time didn't see that. They saw a different role for me, so I joined the front office for them,
Okay.
which is a blessing because after football at the time, I wasn't even thinking about that. So now they gave me that pathway to where I am right now, which is, I've been a scout for Real Salt Lake for the last since then, since
Yeah.
assistant coach.
I'm glad you touched on that point about after football. I will touch in on this. I will go further and touch on the scouting aspect of things. But first, I want to touch on something. It's pretty sensitive, and I know a lot of footballers go through this particular process. The
Yep.
transition of stop playing football to go into the next level, next phase of their life is away from football. Do you think that these footballers, not maybe these footballers nowadays actually put a lot of things in plan, but previous years would call maybe um, retired footballers right now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think these guys really were considering life after football back then, as though the younger generation is doing right now?
Not at all. Like the only like even now, like I've been retired since 2012, and even the young kids that we recruit or join the team, like they're not thinking about after football either. So it's just a generation thing. Like you're at this age and you're like, all right, nah, I'm gonna do this all my life. It's not until you hit the number 30 that's
Yeah,
players start. All right, I have 3, 4, maybe 5 years left. What am I gonna do? So like younger guys don't really do that unless you're like making millions of dollars, which is like certain players. But in the realistic thing, like not a lot of players are in that position to be like, all right, let me put 2 million in a savings account like every year. So
yeah,
it's not realistic. But like even the young kids now, like even me, like when I went to college at 17. My mom,
hmm
because my mother forced me. Is like, all right, you need to get your college degree, blah blah blah, whatever. Like so, and even though I went there 4 years, I didn't get my degree. I didn't get my
yeah,
degree. I have like a semester left, which is easy. I should knock it out every day. Every day she called me about it. But like players now or kids now are not thinking about that now, which is I won't say it's sad, but it's normal. Like, they're just thinking, I want to be professional. I'm going to be the best in the world,
yeah,
which is not likely.
yeah.
But after you hit the number 30, when you hit the number 30, that's when they start planning, like, all right, what do I need to do next? Or what's the next thing for me? So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree, and because basically a lot of players, when you hit the age 30s, you're seeing yourself moving on, and
Hmm.
anything can happen there because you realize that your body is becoming fatigued. Injuries are taking a longer time to really get better. So as we move past that now, the scouting role, do you believe that that is something that you can see yourself doing for a long time period? And how well have you done in that particular area so far?
All right, if I was to grade myself, I would give myself B minus, I think, to be
B minus.
honest.
That's a good grade.
Yeah, I think I'm very good at it. If you look at the record for players that we brought in since I've been a scout,
Mm-hmm.
it's been a lot more beneficial to the team than. But of course, you have 1 and 2 times where you have a
Yeah, yeah, that is
miss shot.
natural. That's
Yeah,
natural.
and it's not because of my fault. I think it would be more the players' fault because after they left here, they go somewhere else, and they're back to being what they were before here. So,
Hmm.
but I would give myself a B. Like for me, like I love watching football. I watch it day and night. Like it don't matter. Like it could be
Yeah,
Costa Rica football. It could be Peru. Like any game I can watch, I'll watch. And
and as a scout, I do believe that as a scout, that's your passion. So you will find gems in those type of places.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
question I want to ask is, do you have any particular player that you would say that you are real proud of since you scout that particular player?
Oh, A couple.
Mm-hmm.
So right now on Real Salt Lake, I would say Albert Rusnak. He's with is it for Slovakia
Mm-hmm.
with the national team. Another one that I was like, he just left what last year, 2 years ago, was Jefferson Savarino. He's playing for he's in Brazil right now, playing for America MG. I don't know what MG stands for, but he's playing for them. Um, and then we have Carlos Salcedo. He's a national team for Mexico national team.
Yeah.
You know? So he's another one that was in our academy, and but of course, players come and go, but yeah, and those are there's a few others that would be on my list, but I'm not sure if you know you'll remember them. But those are
Okay.
three current ones right now. Like that,
I will
I feel
definitely do my
follow.
research. I will definitely do my
Yeah,
research on those particular players because I love doing research.
yeah,
So we're finished with you. Let's move on to the future. We're going
yeah.
to go into the future now. What do you think about the program that the Reggae Boys know, the current Reggae Boys have, and how well you see that program blossoming? Because you see the likes of Jamaica Reggae Boys linked in with Michael Antonio coming in,
Hmm.
also linked with Redman,
Hmm.
Holgate. We're not sure about that one as yet. Players like Andre Gray coming in,
Yep.
Liam Moore, really, really talented players. These players are Ethan Pinnock, and we've seen the performance that these guys put in. That they have the quality. So, in favor of World Cup and also Gold Cup, what do you think of the program, and what do you think the heights that this team can go to?
Well, if so Coach Tapper now, Theodore Whitmore, like if he can get these guys in a 2 week, 3 week training session or camp or whatever, I think it'll be super, super beneficial to the national team.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, like if you look at the last game played against the USA, it was players came in 2 days before the game and
Yeah,
maybe one training session. So
yeah.
it shows. It shows. There's no communication. There's no linkage. There's no yeah, everybody's a footballer, but it doesn't matter how much you have to know a person. You have to know your teammate. You have to know
Yeah,
that. So
chemistry.
yeah, chemistry. So hopefully, like with Gold Cup coming up, hopefully I'm hoping he gets that window to work with these players and the players to know the coach also. So that's super beneficial to the program too. If they can get these players in
Mm-hmm.
to know each other, learn each other, and work on a system or work on that for the Gold Cup right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And do you think that this particular team, getting in this team, sorting out the issue because they are having issues right now, I mean, in regards to contracts. So, do you believe that if they sort out these particular contracts, they can win the World Cup and also that they have the quality to win the Gold Cup, my bad, and also have the quality to
Like
make it to
World
the
Cup,
World Cup?
I'm like, what are you talking
I'm jumping ahead, right? My expectations are getting ahead of me.
No, but yeah, absolutely. Like if you write down that what all the names you call on a paper, like
Hmm.
there's only two teams that can probably beat that team, which is USA and Mexico.
Mexico.
There's no other team like Costa Rica, no, Honduras, no. Like if you write those names on a paper, but it's on paper.
Yes.
So he needs that time with these players to gel and to work out, how to approach his qualifying and how to approach Gold Cup. But like it's a process, and I hope he gets it, and I hope these players commit, and
Hmm.
you know, well, they're already committed because they're all like, all right, I want to play from Jamaica. I want to, take the next level of being a national player. So they're all committed. So hopefully he gets the same thing from the federation.
Yeah, that is really important. And I see commitment based off how they played against the USA because I see Liam Moore throwing his body basically on the ground to stop a counter attack. And I'm saying, yes, that is like what I like to see. We may not think that he's Jamaican because of where he was born, but I can tell you, he has that rashness about
I
him.
think we're past that now. Ever
Yeah,
since the Reggae Boys with Dion and Paul Hall, Robbie
exactly.
Earl, like once those guys come in, the UB40, like
Yeah,
once those guys came in, it was a different situation.
yeah.
I think we're past that now where it's just the national team first, like Reggae Boys first. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you have people in Jamaica thinking, all right, them money are born in England and blah blah blah. Them no represent. No, it don't work like that. Not anymore.
To be you'll be shocked to know that you still have people like that. You still have people like that around because I was watching an interview with Robbie Earl and he said at that particular time when he got the call when he made the decision to come and play for the Reggae Boys, he said despite the fact that he paid all the finances to finance himself doing the trip, he said it was the best experience he has had throughout his entire footballing career. He
No,
said
I
it was
agree.
his best
I agree.
experience.
I agree. And
So
especially for Paul Hall and Dion, like their careers after that went like this. So
yeah,
if
yeah,
players that are coming in don't want that after for their career, like all right then, like I don't know what to say. Like you want the best, you want your best football in life, you want to be the best. So you're not gonna represent England.
hmm
Like you're nowhere that, but at least you have a chance to play World Cup for
Jamaica. Yeah,
not the country of your birth, but your father, your mother. So you have a wanting, you have a background to like want to do that. So
yeah.
I
And
hope you feel the same way.
the Jamaican fans, Jamaican football fans are very, very loyal and passionate. And I want another holiday. I'm dying for another World Cup holiday.
Yeah, yeah, I want that too. I would love that.
Yeah.
But I hope they give Coach Chapa the chance and the federation to back up the players right now because it's shitty right now. So
I feel like they will get it sorted out. I'm
yeah, I
hoping.
get that. I get that.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So, thank you very much, Andy Bomma Williams, for joining me. Really, really appreciate this interview. And I do appreciate that what you guys did in '98 World Cup. Despite the minutes, it doesn't matter because it was a team, and in every team, it's linkage, and every link of that particular trade is pretty much important. You definitely might make someone in the team step up their game, and you might step up your game because of someone else. So we really do appreciate that effort that you put in back then, and know all that you're doing for the real thought for a team that you're scouting for right now. So you're doing great work, same way. So hope to have you again. Hopefully I can have you again. But much respect, people. Thank you very much for joining me. Military Guna TV. Hope to see you guys again. And guess what? We are out. We are out.
All right,